Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, we will discuss ways of knowing or sources of human knowledge. These are our objectives, purposes of scientific research, limitations of scientific method, research terminology. From the overview, the first is research and the consumer. It says science produces knowledge. This knowledge provides society with more choices, or does it control our choices? Can be used to manipulate, can imply information which is not necessarily fact. This is overview, and we will discuss in detail these all terms in detail later on. First of all, this is what do I believe. One study says to do one thing, another study says that I should do the opposite. What is a person to do? So this is contradiction. One study says to do one thing and another study says that I should do the opposite. So do you simply accept the findings because they are scientific? How do you know which studies are credible? So this is a question. How do you know which studies are credible? Which studies are credible? Now let's discuss all these terms in detail. Why get excited about research? The essence of all research originates in curiosity, a desire to find out how and why things happen. How can, why is, what is the best way to, what causes, what are the effects of. Now come to the overview, and we will discuss later in detail the overview, but we must know this overview from the beginning. Now let's come. What does it mean that science produces knowledge? Science is a way of finding out the truth about how things work in the world. When scientists ask questions, do experiments, and find answers, they are creating new knowledge. Now come to the examples. Why do plants grow faster in sunlight? You try putting one plant in sunlight and one in shade. After some days, you see the plant in sunlight grows better. Now you have learned something new. Plants need sunlight to grow well. This is scientific knowledge. In short, science asking questions, testing ideas, and as a result learning new things. This is how science produces knowledge that helps everyone. Now come to this knowledge provides society with more choices, or does it control our choices? This knowledge provides society with more choices, or does it control our choices? Science gives us more choices, but we decide how to use them. For example, science gave us cars, buses, bikes, trains. Now you have many choices to travel, but you still choose what you want to use. So science helps, it doesn't control. But sometimes when something becomes very common, like phones or internet, it feels like we have no choice but to use it. So science does not force us, but sometimes we depend on what it gives. Science gives us more options, but we are free to choose. It help us, it helps us, it doesn't control us unless we let it. It can be used to manipulate. Let's discuss what's the meaning of this. Sometimes knowledge or information can be used in the wrong way to trick people, manipulate them, or make people believe something that is not fully true. Used to manipulate means someone can use information to control or influence others for their own benefit. For example, a company says this cream makes you look 20 years younger, but it's not fully true. They say this just to make you buy it. So, this means something can sound like the truth, but it may not be completely correct. For example, a news article says scientists may have found a cure for cancer. This makes people think there is a cure, but in reality it's not proven yet. In short, if we summarize it, some people use knowledge or science to mislead others. This make it sound true even if it's not fully correct. That's why it's important to ask questions, check the facts, think critically. So this is how we explain these terms. Now, what do I believe? One study says to do one thing. Another study says that I should do the opposite. What is a person to do? It makes a person confusing. Sometimes scientific studies or research papers say different things about the same topic. This can be confusing. One study says drink coffee, it's good for your heart. Another study says too much coffee is bad for your heart. So you wonder, what should I believe? What should I do? What can a person do? Don't rush. Wait for more studies. One study is not always the full truth. Look for the expert advice. Doctors or scientists often explain what the majority of research says. Use common sense. If something sounds extreme or strange, it might not be fully true. Check the source. Was the study done by the real scientists? Was it tested well? Balance is key. Most things are safe if done in a moderation, not too much or not too little. Finally, when studies give opposite advice, be careful, think clearly, and look for more evidence before deciding. Don't believe everything right away. Science takes time and testing.